if you have to lower your standards for someone to give you affection, to give you reassurance, to give you the love that you desire and want, they are making you feel like, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? What is happening? Why is this person not giving me the love that I desire? What is happening? The truth is, you are settling for someone that's less. Someone who's literally down here while you are up here with your own standards and your own boundaries. The person, if they don't respect you, or if you have to remind them on numerous things, like over and over and over again, like, I told you not to do this because this hurts me. If you have to say over and over again how something has hurt you, how something made you feel, that person does not give a shit. If they actually cared, they would have checked that off the list. Like, okay, I understand. It resonates in my mind now. I know what I was doing wrong. Now I can fix it. And literally, if the person that you're with right now is not doing what I just said, they're not checking it off the list, they're not making sure that, okay, I can make room for change, they are never going to change. They are never going to become that person that you envisioned being with in your mind. What I wrote yesterday was, never allow yourself to shy away from anything. You hold the power, and if something is uncomfortable for you, then you do something about it. We aren't going to hide anymore. Hiding makes us weak, but changing our own perception towards fear makes us stronger. Every challenge is an opportunity that will guide us to an extreme amount of success. You just have to allow yourself to face it. Fear is there to push you. And honestly, there's so many I guess situations where I can literally read back on this and I'm like, I completely understand what I need to shift my gears on. What my boyfriend and I have been kind of iffy on recently, what I've mostly been iffy on, is the fact that he has not asked me to prom yet. And prom is literally 2 weeks from now. I've told him this probably twice now, that if you don't ask me to prom, if you're not going to ask me, I am not going to go with you. I'm completely fine going to prom alone because you're not giving me the reassurance that I would basically need in a relationship. If you're not giving me reassurance or even taking time to buy me flowers, show up at my door randomly and hey, would you like to go to prom with me? Then okay, you can just go. It's not my problem. We literally have a week, and each time I tell him this, that, are you gonna ask me yet? If you're not gonna ask me, I'm not gonna go with you, which I honestly stand my ground on that. If he doesn't ask me to prom within the next few days, I'm just gonna go alone. I'm not even gonna be planning where we're gonna take pictures together because I'm just gonna be planning for myself. I'll literally take myself out to dinner if I got to. And I feel like the big thing that my boyfriend is now realizing is the fact that I'm tapping into my power. I'm literally stepping up for myself 1,000% more than I ever have been. I like to match his energy. If he's not giving any reassurance to me, I'm not gonna give reassurance to him. Because honestly, if you want this relationship to fall apart, good for you. Because it is working. You don't show up for me, I'm not gonna show up for you. And a lot of people need to actually think on that. Okay, what is my partner giving me and what am I giving them? If you're giving your partner so much more of your energy than they are giving of theirs, you are not the problem here. They are. They don't know how to listen. They don't know how to register it in their brain to give you reassurance. They don't know how to register it to take care of you. They don't know how to fucking show up. And if I have to, even my mom knows this. I literally had a conversation with her about that today. And she was like, well, if you got to, go to his house and make him talk. And I was like, damn, mama. I love my mom so much, especially since she's been in like so many situations that I am now relating to, that I can now like understand. And I even told her, like, if he even like writes me a letter that I finally got, because literally, like, I don't want to go deep into story time, but he said he would write to me more, and I haven't got like in a single letter since he said that, and it's been months. If he literally writes me a letter, shows up at my door, whatever, da da da, he writes me a letter, and if he just gives it to me, yeah, it's a no. It's a no for me. But if he wants to write me something, okay, let me hear you say the words that you wrote on that page. Speak it out to me. Put it into existence. And I will tell you how I feel from that. I can either tell you with a no or a yes. Simple as that. But yeah, it's like, since the beginning of my relationship with him, I just wanted words, because it's like my first ever like actual relationship. And it's like, okay, this is so fun. It was so exciting. I was like daydreaming all these scenarios and stuff. And now it's like, looking back at that, it's like, I wish I claimed my power earlier. Because now it's like, it took me, what, about 2 years, because we're almost 2 years now, to even like tap into my queen energy, basically. And literally, if he wants to argue, he can argue with himself, because I'm just gonna be giving him silence. And like, I'm not, of course, filming this to like put hate on my relationship or anything like that. It's just, there's so many other men and women, you literally watching this can relate to it, can relate to this, because it's like, you're finally elevating yourself. You're finally taking back your energy instead of giving it to someone. Like, you're finally standing your ground and becoming your highest self. Like, and now you're like, okay, I have to deal with what's actually happening, instead of like this big scenario that I conjured up in my head on what my relationship actually looks like. And honestly, I'm not like necessarily stuck on this at all, because I know if he does something wrong, I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna be like, what if he does this? What if he does that? What if he does this? Whatever. If I think to myself, what if he does this or does this and this to me, and it's gonna hurt me so bad, I don't need to overthink it, because my answer is simple. It's fuck you. Goodbye. Yeah, no, I don't want that energy. Mm-mm. I'm also a very patient person, and I'm literally giving him till like the day before prom, literally the day before prom, to ask me. And if he doesn't ask me at all, okay, that's the end of our relationship. Like, literally, I'm standing my ground. That's the end of my relationship if he doesn't give me any reassurance before that day. Because there's no way I'm going to prom with someone who, of course, expects me to be with them, to go with them, because I'm with them, you know? And I know, like, a whole lot of couples out there probably are like, well, we're just together, that's fine. He doesn't need to do this big gesture for me. But I'm someone who literally sees myself as a queen. I'm a goddess, and I have my own standards. I stand on my ground. And if he doesn't decide to do that, okay, we're done. Reassurance is not a small thing. It's the biggest thing when it comes to any relationship, because you need something that keeps you going. You need a purpose. You need something to give you hope. Reassurance is all of that. A purpose, because this person actually sees me for me. They give me reassurance. They actually respect me. They respect my boundaries. They don't cross anything. No problem. But something to keep me going, of course, fucking assurance. That's gonna keep me going, because that gives me hope that we can actually be absolutely amazing. We can start a family, we can get married. Give me reassurance, but actually mean it. Don't give me words. Don't think that you can flatter me with gifts or anything like that. No, give me your time. That is what I truly want. Like, the whole prom thing, like, I don't want him to just like go out. I don't expect him to literally make a sign or like I don't know, cut out like stuff from a magazine. I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting that because I already know, like, he's not crafty and stuff like that. He's not likely gonna do that. But even showing up at my door with flowers or even like a small little note, that package would be freaking amazing. That would be a yes for me. And if you're gonna write me a letter, okay, let me hear you say the word that you wrote down out loud. If you're just gonna write it on a paper and you're just gonna hand it to me like that and you're just gonna wait there like waiting for my response, that letter, I can damn tell you, that was rushed. That means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anyways, guys, how's your day, night, morning been? Back to what I wrote in here. Never allow yourself to shy away from anything. You hold the power, and if something is uncomfortable for you, then you do something about it. That's what I'm doing. It's not necessarily like uncomfortable to me. Like, I don't feel out of place, but like, I do kind of feel like what unloved because he's not giving me simple reassurance. Like, literally ask me to prom. It's not that hard. But of course, okay, he's got a busy schedule, da 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 da. Family stuff where his parents don't really let him go outside the house as much. Like, I get that. But that doesn't mean that you can turn all that stuff as an excuse to not give me any reassurance. It's not an excuse to not show up for me. Literally. And next time we hang out, if you don't ask me then, my hopes are all given up. Yeah, and you guys are probably gonna be like, okay, well, why don't you just leave him? Like, you're of course making a video about this, you're complaining, da 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 da. Honestly, like, I have, like, a deadline on this. I know if he doesn't show up for me now, I'm just gonna leave. And if he actually decides to step up and do this shit, okay, maybe there's hope, but there's also like very down here. And it's like society recently, like relationships are going so downhill. And usually it's like with cheating and like crossing boundaries and stuff like that. But there's also like a whole lot of people who you know are in relationships and you have no idea what's actually happening behind the curtain. And it's like, yeah, you may think I'm one of those people, but I'm literally explaining this to you guys for those people who especially can relate to this, can kind of relate to like what I'm dealing with right now. Like, take that into consideration. Take what I'm saying into your like mindset, your life, and do something about it. Don't shy away. Do something. A quote that I put for my lock screen because I was like, yeah, this is completely how I'm feeling, is I'm no longer shrinking to be digestible. You can choke respectfully. Yep. And with what I wrote down in that journal, like, I'm not scared to speak my mind to him because, like, miscommunication is a big thing that happens in relationships. And even though like I may be sounding like I'm harsh on him because like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do this, I'm just gonna go alone, da da da, I'm literally just standing my ground. I'm not settling for less because it's up to literally him. It's up to him because I already know my decision. I just, of course, want to see, is he going to step up or not? Is he going to actually plan something? Is he going to do this? Is he going to give me reassurance? Whatever it is, whatever it is. I want to see how much me literally speaking my mind, being true to myself, is actually going to, like, do. If the relationship does come to an end, I am not going to be so upset about it because this is something that I personally stand my ground on. And there's no need to cry about the fact that, okay, he's just choosing not to show up for me. Why would I cry about something like that? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in my next video. And I forgot to do an intro. Okay.